Hello, Scott. I assume you're excellent.
Thank you, Adelere. I assume you're excellent, and that Ryan and Joy and everyone on the call is.
Yes, we all are. Thank you.
Great. I love it when I hear Ryan, and I swear all my life I can understand him.
You love when you hear what?
When I hear
Ryan say
Ryan,
he's excellent.
yeah, yeah, and I think I know
Ryan?
he's saying what he's saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you're
like when he
excellent,
agrees
aren't
with
you?
you, or like when he says stuff on the call. I somehow know I know exactly what he's saying. You know.
Yes, right. I love that. That's another power, another level of the power of imagination. Now, isn't that right, Ryan? Are you excellent?
Yeah, he is
It is, yes, it is. And he set his eyes on my earbuds. He wants to pick them off my ears.
That's great.
Absolutely, it is. All right, all of you. So welcome. And part of the unburdened lesson that we are currently looking at is to free yourself from worry, from anxiety. And this, as with shame and freeing yourself from it, and as with um, guilt and freeing yourself from it, you'll see that making yourself free from it is a function of becoming or falling in love with the vision you have for your life. That is actually how you free yourself from this. Fall in love with a great, grand vision. Now think of it this way. There's a person that is too small to, to be successful, too little to be accomplished, too limited to be happy, too restricted to be free. And being this person lives on this limits, so this person, of course, experiences things like excuses, things like guilt, things like a worry, and things like shame, because that's exactly what that person is too fitted for. Like fitted for this, perfectly fitted for this. On the other hand, there is, oh, just before we get into the ones who are big, all right, who are actually like so big. You see the one who is too little. For example, too little to be successful and therefore is fitted for guilt, not only has his or her own guilt, but in fact takes on the guilt of others, has the guilt of the imaginary guilt, even the guilt others are meant to have, whether they have it or not, actually takes on the guilt. All right. Feels guilty for the rich or feels ashamed on behalf of the wealthy, feels worried on behalf of the happy. What if the happiness doesn't last? He's worried about it. The one who's happy is not even worried about that, has no concern about it. But oh, this one feels too little to be able to conceive happiness, and he's wondering, what if the happiness didn't last? But on the other hand, the ones who dream themselves to be big, to be great, to be successful, actually dream themselves to be too big that only success could happen, to be too happy, too free, too unbounded, that only joy, happiness, love, abundance could happen. And such a one has not even the slightest moment to consider feeling guilty or to consider what it's like to worry or to have to deal with or process their shame, so to say. So in this call, you're not here to process your shame or your guilt or process your uh, your worries. We're not here to try to sort it. Okay, yeah, let's try to talk it out. Let's try to, no, that's not it at all. Rather, we're here because by raising the vision that you have of yourself in your life, by raising the way you estimate yourself today, you bring yourself to a new status and plane of experience. One where you're able to live the life that if you were unburdened, you would be living. That's all we're doing here. Now, we've seen it again and again and again. How do you free yourself from guilt? Have a vision that is much bigger. Dwell into the future, right? Do you remember that? That Clark Kent, we use the example of Clark Kent in the movie, in the series Smallville. I think it's now on Netflix. Well, in my country, they've enabled it on Netflix in my country, but I saw it first on um, another TV movie program, whatever, called Showmax, which I also think is kind of like my country based, okay, movie stuff. But you could be able to find it on, you should be able to find it on other places. It's Smallville. And somewhere in the seventh or eighth season, you find Clark Kent facing himself, but not the same Clark Kent is known. Not a baby Clark Kent. He was looking into his past. By the way, very important lesson here. Don't look into your past to try to find the answers or courage or hope for the future. You're not gonna find anything there. If I may reference the beautiful song of um, Ellie Goulding, Brightest Blue. You want to listen to that song after this call. The Brightest Blue. He said, she said, everything is heightened now. It's looking so much brighter now. I was lost and now I'm found. Fell off the merry-go-round. I was in the politics obsessed with things I couldn't fix. Oh, one moment. I want to ensure that I got it right. Okay. I was in the politics, obsessed with things I couldn't fix, kissing bigger with a fix, addicted to the thrill of it. And actually, it's in the chorus, somewhere there in the chorus. Um, that he said, or she said, give me the brightest blue, and now I see no beauty in retrograde. And that's it. Give me the brightest blue, and now I see no beauty in retrograde. You know what she did there? What she's describing is no beauty in looking back into the past and looking based on the standards of the past. There is no beauty in it. So give me the brightest blue, because now I see no beauty in retrograde. Clark Kent, do you know what he actually spent his entire life doing? Trying to absolve himself of the guilt. He spent his entire life looking into his history. He wanted to know, what did my parents say? My biological parents. What did they say about me? What kind of people were there? All right. How did they view life? What did they send me here for? Why Earth? Why not any other place? So he had all of these questions, but he was really looking into his past for answers. And one day when he heard the full clip of his parents' message to him, which had something to do with, well, when you get to her, if you see that they're really little people, you can be God amongst them. You're there to conquer them. He took conquer, the word conquer to mean he's going to rule, like force every one of them into a stronghold. No, conquer doesn't necessarily mean that. Conquer could actually mean that you're going to champion them. But no, he didn't mean that to him. He had what? More guilt. So the only way he freed himself was not by looking into the past. It was actually by going into the future. We call that in the law of assumption, we call that the end. If I could get you to be so aroused about living in the end, to be so aroused Never said it in changing the feeling of I. It said if I could get you to want something so intensely that you could be so passionate about how much you want it, I could prophesy that it will happen. He actually said it, not even, forget about the imagining of it, that it's actually happened. If I could get you to want something so intensely that you want it with all of your heart, then I could prophesy it's gonna happen. Because that's you dwelling in the end, going to the end and dwelling there. If I could make you go to the end and dwell in the end, well, I could prophesy it's going to happen. So I want you all to consider that. How did Clark Kent free himself from guilt? He went to the future. He saw his future self. He was successful, was free, happy, bold, was doing amazing things. Maintained dual personality completely, embodied it. No, the current Clark Kent couldn't do that. He couldn't be powerful and ordinary human. But this future Clark Kent was both. It was powerful and it was ordinary human to everyone's appearance on a daily basis. Yet it was powerful. He saved the world on countless occasions. And he was happy. He married the love of his life. He was bold. He wasn't timid about love. He wasn't shy about love. He was responsible in love. And he just saw that, all that, and he went, whoa, this is me. He came back into the present with that particular fire in his heart. I could fly. Oh my goodness, I flew in the future. Look at that stance, by the way. I flew in the future. All right. I made trillions in the future. I got happily married in the future because I already experienced it. That's the end. It was going to the end. What about in the place of shame? We're described. We even used two exercises. Exercise one, have the vision of yourself at your time of death, either the obituary or after you feel that you've spent your years and you're at peace. Yeah, I've experienced it all. I've been I've gone through it all. Okay, so I'm totally at peace now with anything. Okay. Or, okay, post I just died. Right. Let me see what people are saying about me. And then you can read what you want them to say. Don't go, okay, I want to see what people are saying about me. And then based on my past, oh, they're saying terrible things. No, you can read what you want to hear them say. You can decide exactly what it would be. That's it. And then on the other hand, okay, on the final hand, we looked at worry. And what did we learn about worry? Yeah, and everyone could. Anyone who worries is simply limiting themselves to what am I gonna eat? What am I gonna drink? How are we going to eat? What are we going to drink? Right? Oh, you find that hilarious. Ryan finds that really hilarious. No, mate, don't worry about what? Come on. Your life is what more than that, right? Your life is what more than that. Yeah. But then we realize, oh, you are the miracle. So you've had the miracle of life. You are more than the current I want to eat and I want to drink. You didn't even do anything to make yourself be born. So come on, march into the future, knowing that your life is more than the food, than the drinks, and see what else is about your life. Your life is more than it. So don't worry. And the bigger you make your goals that you believe you have, the bigger you make your dreams that you believe is yours, the less worry you really have about anything. All of these lessons are pointing to one thing, just one definite thing in your imagination. Go to the end. Go to the future, but make it present and then dwell in it. Make it so present that you can say, oh, I flew in the future. Oh, I see myself, I actually see myself. Oh, well, what did you see? I saw myself flying in the future. What do you mean you saw yourself flying in the future? Yeah, I saw myself. I was flying. We married in the future. What do you mean we married in the future? Yeah, sure, we married in the future. Oh, I became a billionaire in the future. What do you mean you became a billionaire? In the future. Shouldn't you say you will be? No, no, no. No, I became. I saw it. I'm in it. I experienced it. I can't deny my experience. Can you deny? Okay, I want you to imagine the absolute bliss of the most amazing thing you could think of that you want. Just first, stretch your mind to the most amazing thing you could think of that you want. It could be in your career, profession, it could be in your business, it could be in your personal life, it could be in your finances. The most incredibly amazing thing you could ever dream of wanting. Now, stretch your mind to it. Then assume, relax, and assume it's actually happening now. Assume it's actually happening now. Now, here's the question. Can you deny that experience? Can you deny that you heard it, you felt it, you touched it? Can you deny that you did? Actually, no, you can't deny that you experienced it. As in, you cannot deny the fact that it actually happened. What you could do though is to lie about it. Okay, but if a person, there's a difference between a person denying a thing and a person lying about it. Oh yeah, I had no idea about it. Okay, but that you can say that, and that is like to throw a person off the actual truth. But you can deny it to yourself, like, oh, I actually experienced it. But you can lie about it to anybody else. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. But you can deny it to yourself because you actually experienced it. Well, that is the end. Go to the end in that manner, the attitude, and let all of your dreams be so big that you cannot even consider petty ideas like guilt or shame or worry as significant concerns for yourself or your life anymore. Let them lose their power. O death, where is your sting? O grave or hell, where is your victory? Do you know what it is? Death, where is your sting? How could death have a sting? Do you know the most amazing thing actually happened? Person died and came back to life. Like, where is your sting? It can't be. You have a sting anymore. Person died and came back to life. That's the most incredible thing to ever happen. Grave, where is your victory? We can describe one. Because again, a person went into the grave and came back out of it. In other words, those experiences are so big that it's little to consider whatever you want to call this thing or uh the victory of death or hell and the death of your vision of yourself, of your liveliness has been the guilt, the worry, the shame that you've put yourself in deeply. Now, let them lose their sting and victory because something even more amazing just happened to you. You've just got a dream that is bigger than life. And it's gonna happen in life because you are the I am. All right. That's our lesson today. Okay. Take this lesson and turn the principle that you've heard from me here into the speech that is ongoing in your mind moment after moment throughout the day to the point that you begin to actually practice it. And that practice will yield so much result and fruits for you. Bye bye, everyone. See you on Wednesday.